Hi, I don't really have a question, it's more of a request. I work and live in the area, and this has also affected me because I was supposed to be getting married on the 26th across the street from the Metro Toronto Convention Centre. But I have been very proactive. I've been in touch with the RCMP, the G20 Management Office, the police, everybody since December, and although they've been helpful as much as they can be, basically I decided to change the date because of the lack of information and how late notice this has come. I had it booked since 2008, and it was only announced in January. So basically, I will definitely be writing for reimbursement for any of the deposits I lost, and also any of the cost increase that I had to incur because of the late notice. And I just want to ensure that I know I'm not a business, and I know it's not a big deal to a lot of people, but for me it is, and I just want to know that I will be taken seriously.
You will be. The church has raised the issue, and I think you've also been in touch with my office, and we will be pressing your case and making sure that you're at the front of the line. And I apologize. The city got 15 minutes notice when the Prime Minister announced this, and it's not helped us make those decisions easily. It's one of the reasons we got the notification out through my office to residents as quickly as possible so we could start to mitigate these impacts. I think you can hear the sympathy of the room already, but we'll be making absolutely sure that you're at the front of the line.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Hi there. My name is Steve. I live at the corner of Dupont and Spadina. So although I'm not directly in any of the affected areas, I do have a lot of friends who live very nearby and will be, for lack of a better term, their daily lives will be disrupted pretty seriously during this weekend. And I'm kind of concerned about the stress and the psychological effects of having armed police at these fences. Because I assume, I think we were all assuming that they're not going to have slingshots and lollipops guarding the borders. And I'm just wondering if you could offer any information on what we can expect to see as far as police in the city with guns basically everywhere, it seems.
Well, unfortunately, in Canada, police have to carry firearms. But they will be out here. There will be a large number of them. And yes, they will be armed.
Are we to expect more exceptional arms than usual?
I can't be disclosing security issues, unfortunately.
Okay.
I think that, as a journalist who covered the G7 in 1988, I think the answer to that is from recollection, a yes. But I don't think the details really will give you much comfort other than to know that's going to happen. There are two other issues that could be commented on in terms of the psychological impact. One of them is helicopters and aircraft, and I know that Constable Tucker can provide some of the information around how commercial air traffic will be handled. We, at the meeting this morning, we'll make the plea directly to media organizations that won't have direct access to the no-fly zone. But the helicopters that flew overhead during the Tamil demonstration created disturbances right across the downtown core.
Yes.
And we will be asking the media to please not use their helicopters. Many of the residents are already going to have their lives disrupted enough, losing sleeps for the 11 o'clock newscasts when a lot of shift workers live in the City Place, as an example, is just unacceptable. And so that direct plea will be made as a result of the concerns raised by yourself and others this afternoon. And it's already one that's been forwarded to those organizations as a result of the Tamil demonstration, which we're going to try and keep the hovering helicopters to a minimum.
Okay.
Perhaps you'd like to comment on the air traffic, which is also part of how this issue will be managed.
Yeah, and there was another lady asking about her wedding there, or the gentleman, I should say, about Porter Airlines. The Porter Airlines, the intent is to keep it flying. However, there will be air restrictions over this area. So, as I said at the last meeting, you may be getting sounder sleeps than you usually do. So.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Yes.
Yeah. Hi.
I'll take
Hi.
and we'll move up to the
Thank you.
front.
I'm Susie from Queen Street.
Hi.
I'm selling fabric. I concern my money, if a custom come in, buy something, I make money. I have 12 people employer. If the whole day no customer, how to pay the labor? Close the door for 2 weeks? my employer come to work, no pay, where I get the money? I consider that way. Because if the city closed, who can come in the city? Who going to buy fabric? Who going to come in? Who going to pay the tax? You own the business, you own the building. How to pay the tax? The city is so much debt. The tax keep going up. And then you got this G20 to come to the city. I can tell you, it's a whole month, no business. How to pay the tax? How to pay the labor? If I don't pay the labor, it's against the law, right? I consider that way. I hope it's this expensive. The city going to be so much debt. I hope you guys don't put the tax on the small business. You have to find a way to give business or find a way to make money. Not just take money, where to get the money, right? This is right to us.
And that's why we moved the motion about
This
compensation
is
ahead of
expensive.
time.
Ask the government, they pay for us. We don't have business, I can tell you. I worry that way. Against the law, right? I don't pay the labor. I open the door or not open the door. Everybody want to get money to go home, right? To have food.
Right, okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's why we moved the motion around trying to get the compensation money in the city ahead of the event so that we can get that compensation to affected businesses without having to wait 8 years like they have in Quebec City. The second thing we're doing, and BIAs are a critical part of this, and the Queen Street BIA, I know that you've been at some of the meetings, the Queen Street BIA is facilitating sort of harnessing the concerns and the impact and making sure that it's documented properly so that if the compensation package is rolled out like Quebec City, we'll be able to process those applications as quickly as possible. And the third and final thing is I think what you're hearing tonight is that it's really a 3 or 4 day significant impact. And what we're trying to do through this meeting and other meetings is to properly illustrate the fact that residents of the city will have access to the downtown, will have access to King and Queen Street, the entertainment district, up to as close a date as possible so the impact is as focused as possible. But if, in the worst case scenario, your business is impact, you can contact my office, you can contact the BIA office, and we'll be working with you to make sure that Stephen Harper compensates you appropriately.
Yeah, one day you say you have small business, you know it's a whole hard to make us to leave it.
That's why I moved the motions I did.
Yeah, it's very, very hard. And then people then the weather not so good. We don't have business. And this is summer, so nice. And then you tell everybody it's too busy in Toronto. Nobody coming, I tell you. A month, nobody coming. I worry that way.
Well,
I think everybody worry, right?
I think-
even the worker is worried too.
I think one of the things that we are trying to say very much, and what I said in the opening, is that we are trying to make sure that it's business as usual as long as we can make it business as usual. And that message goes very clearly out to the City of Toronto. First of all, Queen Street is not expected to be anywhere near the close-off zones. Secondly, we are expecting everybody will be at work, everybody will be shopping, everybody will be doing all of those things. But if for any reason that doesn't happen and businesses lose, there is in fact a compensation package which is available and which your BIA is helping to facilitate. So we have all of the pieces in place that we can. What we cannot do is make the federal government change their mind. They decided, and that is not something that we can do. It is not going to happen, and they would not listen. So the other thing that I should say to you is actually business taxes, small business taxes in this at this budget for this City of Toronto actually went down. So we are bringing slowly the small business, we are protecting it and trying to bring it closer to the residential rate. So thank you. Thank you very much.
Other way, I want you guys, don't advertise it. Don't tell my dear custom, don't come to Toronto. Tell everybody come.
Okay.
Wait, right?
Absolutely. Everybody
That's
come.
good.
What was the-
Everybody come.
You're on Rogers.
Yes,
You can give us the name of
Yeah.
your store. Perhaps some of the protesters
Yeah.
could buy their banners
Okay,
there.
everybody, Toronto, very nice, okay?
Yes, that's right. What's the name of
Thank
your
you.
store again?
Leo's Textile.
That's right. Did everybody
Can you
hear
do
that?
advertising too?
Queen West just past Spadina.
Yeah, that's right.